Good morning. Mental Health Mondays with Kate. Episode 14, maybe 15. I didn't check my list first. So last week we introduced cognitive behavioral therapy. Today and next Monday, I'm going to review some of the cognitive distortions or patterns of limited thinking that are, I would say, the most common, the ones that I, as a therapist, have run into the most. So we'll talk about what some of them are over the next 2 weeks. And then after that, we will begin talking about, okay, so I have these unhelpful patterns of thought. What do I do now? We'll talk about how to start getting rid of them. Cognitive behavioral therapy stuff is all over the internet. So if you need to move this process along, look stuff up. Here is my caution for you. Do not just go to some random therapist website. We don't know always the training of people who purport to be a therapist. If you look me up, you will find my state counselor license. You will find my professional disclosure statement. You will see that my licensure is active in the state of Michigan. Those are the types of things that you want to look for. So better yet, I would say psychologytoday.com, anything Aaron Beck related for this particular topic. So without further ado, here are 3 of the cognitive distortions I most often run into. The number one, I feel like I should be doing this in reverse order, but I'd really rather just dive in. The number one, the absolute one that I hear the most, I do the most, is the shoulds. The shoulds. Don't should on yourself. That's what I say all the time. Don't should on yourself or other people, I might add. But we do this one most to ourselves. Our internal record is often shoulding us. So the shoulds are exactly what they sound like. Telling yourself, I should be better at that. I should have accomplished that. I should, better and accomplished, those are kind of the top ones, right? That we run into the most. I should be a better friend. I should be a better daughter. I should be a better cousin or sister. I should be a better student. I should be a better employee. Shoulds. They're kind of, I call them the gateway cognitive distortion, in all honesty, because they are, if you start that pattern, if you really get into this pattern of shoulding all of the time, you got to be careful when you say it. If you get in the pattern of shoulding all the time, it can lead to these more broad and more dangerous cognitive distortions. So watch the amount of shoulds. If you have taken up the challenge of tracking your thoughts, start tracking your shoulds today. See how often you do it. Are your shoulds based in reality? Whose expectations are they based on? Whose expectations are you trying to meet? And are those expectations valid? Are they false? Are they set up to make you fail? Whose expectations are you trying to meet? Because behind every should, there's an expectation. And we need to be able to investigate where our expectations are coming from, and if those expectations are actually things that we need to live up to, or if we can let them go. Okay? Good. So the second one that I want to talk about today is all or nothing. I am a Green Bay Packer fan. I am. Very much so. You've probably seen the earrings. I'm not wearing them today because they did not win yesterday. So I'm not wearing them on Monday. Here's a great example of all or nothing. It happens politically. It is currently happening around the Packers, but more focused on Aaron Rodgers. There are memes all over the place. So here's the question. If somebody does a bad thing to you, do you hate them? If somebody does one bad thing, do they become someone that you then write off? That is the question. Does one bad decision cause you to write an entire person off? Now, flip that script, right? We do this, I would say, regularly with other people. I'm not going to get into that. But flip the script. Let's say you're a student in school. A, right? All these A's. You take a test, you get a D on it. And suddenly, what you're saying to yourself is, I'm a failure. I've blown my average. I'm never going to get into the college I want to go to. Or at your job. You get really good performance reviews, and then you get called into your boss's office and something negative happens. You're disciplined. A flaw is pointed out to you, something that maybe you've missed or have forgotten to do. How do you internalize that? Does that become something that defines you? Or are you able to pull back and look at it and say, okay, that was a bummer thing. That was a bad thing. That did not go the way I wanted it to. But that does not undo all the things I've done before. In all or nothing thinking, we shame ourselves. We shame other people for one act or behavior. Because I can hear you saying things, let me just say this. I do not agree with Aaron Rodgers' decision. I am very disappointed in him. However, I still love my Packers. So, there you go. So, third one I want to cover today, right? We've done shoulds, all or nothing, and then filtering. This is probably my biggest trigger of frustration with other people. So, for my inner circle, I apologize because I've probably called you out on this. Sorry about it. So filtering is when you filter out every good, positive, even neutral thing from a situation and focus only on the negative. You are essentially unable to see any of the good, or even, as I said, the neutral. It's just the negative. So let's say, I didn't come up with an example beforehand. I've used this example before. Let's say you're having a really good day. I mean, you get up right when the alarm goes off, get ready, your breakfast cooks perfectly for you, no traffic on the way to work, get to the office, things are going smooth, you're having some fun with your coworkers. Then your phone rings and it's someone in your life who is calling to tell you about their bad day. You have two choices in that moment. You can listen to their bad day. You can be present for them. You can let them verbalize it. And then you can hang up the phone and go on and continue to have your good day. Or you can take the call, and as they're talking and as you're listening, you can begin to let the grumpies into you. And all of a sudden, you're able to find every little thing that has already gone wrong today. And now, as you look towards the rest of the day, all you can see are potential negatives. That's filtering. And it's such an easy stumbling block. We don't often know we're doing it. But here's the thing. If somebody is having a bad day, are you going to give that person the power to ruin your day? You can empathize with someone without taking it on and without letting it also ruin your day. That is the key. I'm not saying don't empathize with people. Absolutely not. We are here to support one another. But that does not mean that somebody else's bad day needs to ruin your day. So this week, pay attention to the shoulds, pay attention to your all or nothing patterns, and pay attention to your filtering. Track them. Start on your own trying to figure out how you can change those patterns. Come back next week and we'll talk about some more. Have a great week, everybody. See you soon.